Please subscribe to my channel to help me grow. The music stopped me cold. A deep, thunder-like beat rattled the ballroom floor, and I felt every pulse resonating in my ribs as I stared across the crowd. My wife, Layla, was laughing in a way she only used to laugh with me, her hand already resting in the open palm of her boss, Armin. He leaned in, whispered something into her ear, and she nodded without hesitation before stepping into his arms. My breath caught so abruptly it felt like drowning. She picked him. Not me. Not even the colleagues she always said she barely tolerated. Him. I clenched the rim of my glass hard enough to crack it. She had brushed off my request for the first dance, saying she felt tired. But suddenly she had enough energy to glide into her boss's hands like it was the most natural thing in the world. I turned away before she caught me staring. The room felt too bright, too loud, too suffocating. My heartbeat thudded so violently it drowned out the music. Confusion swirled with anger, forming a storm inside my chest. Was I overthinking? Was it harmless? Was it disrespect? Or worse, was it something more? I forced myself to breathe. Slow, steady, controlled. But every exhale tasted like betrayal. Layla's colleague, Sarah, approached cautiously. She had always been kind to me at these events, someone who seemed to understand the awkwardness of being the outsider among corporate sharks in expensive suits. "You look tense," she said softly. "Want to step outside?" I swallowed. The last thing I needed was to run. I needed to reclaim some dignity. I needed to show Layla she was not the only one capable of enjoying the night. "Actually," I said, forcing a small smile, "would you like to dance?" Sarah hesitated. Her eyes flicked toward Layla and Armin, still swaying close enough to share breath. Something sharp flashed across her face. Something like recognition. "Yeah," she answered quietly. "All right." When we stepped onto the floor, I didn't touch Sarah any more than politeness required, but her presence steadied me. As we moved, I glanced at Layla. Her smile faltered the moment she saw us. Her hand slipped slightly from her boss's shoulder. Her eyes narrowed with a confusion that mirrored my own earlier. Good, I thought. Feel it. The song ended just as Layla broke away from Armin and practically stormed toward us. "What are you doing?" she hissed, grabbing my arm. "Dancing," I replied calmly. She glared at Sarah. "With her? Seriously?" "You seemed busy," I said. I kept my voice level, refusing to rise to the bait. I didn't want to interrupt. Sarah stepped back, murmured, "I'll let you two talk," and slipped away. Layla's jaw flexed. "You're acting ridiculous." "Am I?" "You know Armin is just being friendly." Friendly. The word struck me like a slap. Friendly did not involve touching the small of her back the way he had. Friendly did not involve leaning into her neck. Friendly did not involve holding her the way a man holds a woman he wants. Something broke inside me. A thread. A boundary. A final line. "So tell me," I said quietly. "Is this just friendly too? The late nights? The secretive texts? The way you always defend him?" She stiffened. Her lips parted. Her eyes darted away for a fraction of a second. That tiny hesitation told me everything I needed to know. "There is nothing going on," she insisted. Too quickly, too sharply. "Layla," I said, "look at me and say that again." She did not. Her silence shattered me more brutally than any confession ever could. I walked away before the burn in my throat became tears. I needed air. Space. A moment to gather myself before the truth crushed me completely. I stepped out onto the balcony, gripping the railing as cold wind slapped my face. Minutes later, I heard Sarah behind me. "I shouldn't, but you need to know," she whispered. "He's been flirting with her for months. Everyone sees it. She never shuts him down. And, she told Rena last week that she feels more understood by him than by anyone else." My chest hollowed. She said that. I managed. "Yes," Sarah replied. "I'm sorry. I thought you already knew." I squeezed my eyes shut. The truth was a blade, sharp and merciless. The signs had been there. Little things. Uncomfortable things. Things I convinced myself were nothing. I turned back inside. Layla stood alone now, scanning for me, her expression worried, guilty, uncertain. Armin was gone, maybe sensing the shift or maybe avoiding confrontation. When her eyes met mine, she opened her mouth as if to speak. I held up a hand. "No," I said, voice trembling but steady enough. "Tonight, I saw what I needed to see. You didn't choose me. Not tonight. Not lately. Maybe not anymore." Her face crumbled. "Please. Let me explain." "I'm done with explanations," I said. "I'm choosing myself this time." I walked past her without looking back. And for the first time in months, my heart hurt but it felt honest. Real. True.